Hey y'all, hey, Erica and Jason with Time to Drink.
And if you like Scotch whiskey, tonight's going to be a good night. All right, so I know Scotch isn't your favorite, but you don't dislike it. It's just not your liquor of choice. But I think we got two drinks that you're going to like. And then I know the third one, not so much for you. I do want to say, if you haven't gone over and checked out the Instagram, go check out the movie poster. It has something to do with tonight's episode. See if you can figure out what's going on there. Really kind of cool. I'm really kind of proud of the artwork there. So check that out.
Jason's learning Instagram, y'all.
Yeah,
are you
really
proud
cool.
of him?
It's
He's
really
coming
cool.
into the 20th century. Is it the 20th century?
Well,
21st century.
21st, but
he's a little late.
You know. This first drink we're going to make is a Scotch whiskey spritz. Okay? And just your typical spritz is, you know, like alcohol, maybe a little bit of citrus, and some sort of sparkling something or other. A lot of times it's just water, right? But we're gonna really like jazz this up a little bit, and it's really a refreshing, good drink. So that's what we're gonna start with, okay?
All right, let's do it.
All right, I am gonna do it in the pitcher. You could build it in the glass, but I wanna get it really nice and cold, okay?
Sounds good.
Scotch whiskey spritz. We're just going with a blended Scotch. This is Red Label. When people tell me I'm bougie, I tell them I'm not bougie, I drink blended Scotch.
He is bougie,
so,
y'all.
Ounce and a half of
for
that.
most things.
We're gonna go with 3 ounces of ginger beer. You wanna tell them about this while I'm pouring?
This ginger beer is called Gosling's, Diet Gosling's. It is our absolute favorite, hands down, ginger beer. We've tasted a lot of them, and we feel like this is by far the superior of the diet ginger beers. Also, the Diet Gosling's is super easy to find. You can get it on Amazon, but you can also get it at most like Walmarts and grocery stores. A lot of liquor stores carry it, so it's usually pretty easy to locate.
And then another special find for us is this sparkling ice. I'm sure you've seen them. They're like $1, $1.25, very popular. This is the apple crisp, not as easy to find.
That one is.
When you find the apple crisp, I always buy a couple of them because they're just not that easy to find, and they're great for cocktails. So just to recap, 1.5 ounces of Scotch whiskey. We've got 3 ounces of ginger beer and 4.5 ounces of the apple. I'm just gonna put some ice in here to kind of get it cold.
Yeah, the sparkling ices are one of our secrets to making great low-carb cocktails. It's that all of their flavors are really, really good, and a lot of people drink them just on a regular basis, and we pretty much save them for cocktails because they're kind of expensive, and they do have sucralose, which I don't love to consume on a regular basis, but to make a low-carb cocktail, I feel like it's totally worth it.
Give it a little spin around just to get it a little bit cold in the glass because I didn't have the ice as cold as I'd like. And then I'm just gonna go in with like ice in the glass and strain, and
nice.
There you go. I mean, you got some options there. I got the lemon lime you can put in it. That's kind of cool, right?
Yeah,
I got the blood oranges.
Pretty. The blood oranges are beautiful too, but it doesn't quite fit in this small top.
Yeah.
It was a good idea, but this time of year, blood oranges are pretty easy to find, y'all, and they are a great addition to a cocktail. That's so good.
It's good, right?
Yum.
Nice and refreshing. You can taste all the little elements. You can taste the apple. You can taste definitely the ginger, but the ginger beer is not overpowering in this one. And then you get the Scotch, the subtleness of the Scotch at the end.
I feel like you can make this with bourbon.
You could. I think you could. The bourbon would be a little bit more forward. More forward in it, yeah. And it might bring out more of the ginger. I don't know.
I think we should recreate this with bourbon at some point, but
what you might want to do once you got it in your glass is just top it with a couple of bitters, a couple dashes of the orange bitters.
I think the orange bitters make this drink that much
If you want it a little bit more balanced, smooths it out, balances it, a little more mellow. Yeah, I would just dash them on the top like that.
I was gonna say that I think almost everybody has bitters in their bar. Yeah. So this is the orange bitters but look, y'all, I'm struggling.
If you're doing bitters, I would say orange is third on the list of what you want to buy.
That's what I was trying to say. But
Start
it's
out
a nice
with
one to have.
Classic Angostura bitters, and then these are also Angostura, but these are the orange, so they're definitely. Once you start building your bar, you definitely want to add the orange to it.
This is delicious.
Things you can wait on are kind of like the walnut. We have some black walnut.
It's fun to start playing with different bitters, but it's not necessary to start with all the different bitters, I think is what he's trying to say. And this is delicious. It's
all right,
quite good.
Scotch
All right.
whiskey spritz.
Moving on. What's number 2, babe?
Drink number 2 is probably the easiest drink we've ever made on Time to Drink. Now, that comes with the simplest. It's a 2-ingredient drink.
Okay.
Okay. Now, the little caveat to that is you have to have already made the amaretto.
Okay.
So amaretto video, it's down below in the video list. It's definitely worth watching. Our amaretto, I know it's our amaretto, but it's better than everybody else's. It really is.
He did a good job.
We did a lot of, watch the video, you'll see why.
Yeah.
But you have to make your own low carb amaretto. All right. This is called a Godfather. And there are a ton of, like, depending on the bartender you look at, there's a lot of different ways. This is what I think is the best and kind of lowest carb option for making a Godfather. All right?
Let's see.
And you're going to just build this one straight in the glass.
Okay.
I'm going to go in with 2 ounces of scotch. A lot of people differ on how much amaretto they put in.
Okay.
So some people call it 1-to-1. Some people call it like 4-to-1. We're going to go 1-to-2
That's
on
a
the
huge
amaretto.
difference. Amaretto is strong in flavor.
Yeah, and ours is pretty strong.
It's definitely strong in flavor.
It's supposed to be kind of a strong drink here, and kind of the smokiness of the scotch and the nutty sweetness of the amaretto really plays out. And then we're going to go with one of our clear ice cubes. You can do a lemon. You can do part of a blood orange here.
All right.
This is called a Godfather. It's a relatively new cocktail.
Okay.
Relatively young cocktail.
I had not heard of it. I love these ice cubes. The clear ice cubes. It's a circle and it's clear all the way through. It was one of Jason's Christmas presents and it's great. We really, really enjoy it. All right, let's go. The
Godfather.
The Godfather. That's good. I mean, amaretto is such a good flavor. It's so good. Yeah. I love the flavor of amaretto. Like, it's not something that I think of, and it's not something that I tend to order. But when I taste it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's good.
I think that's the right
flavor, y'all.
I think that's the right balance. Your initial hint, you get the almond, you taste the amaretto, then as it kind of almost kind of slow burns, you pick up the scotch, and it's just really good. You put a little citrus on it.
That you should go with a little bit nicer scotch with this one.
Probably.
Not as much.
Yeah, you know what?
I feel like I would go a little nicer.
Yeah, I have some Johnny Black in the cabinet I should have pulled out for this. I'm a big believer in, if you're mixing a drink, you use a blended scotch.
All right, number 3.
All right.
Tris, what's up?
All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
This is my absolute favorite cocktail of all time. Ever.
And he can never find anybody that makes it.
Yeah.
It's hardly...
it's really hard to find, and it's hard to kind of keep low carb. I've got a recipe that I really like, and we're going to share that one with you now. First thing you need is a blood orange. You got to find a blood orange in order to make these.
Gorgeous blood oranges, which are very easy to find in the wintertime.
All right. So we're going in here. We're going, I don't know, I think I have 1.25 in the recipe, so we're somewhere around there.
Okay.
On scotch. All right.
All right.
We are going now. Normally you would use a sweet vermouth for it, not a dry vermouth. We're making it low carb, so we're using dry vermouth. Okay. All right, 0.75. Now the classic blood and sand is 0.75 of everything. We had to ketify it, so I had to play with the ingredients a little bit. So a little bit more scotch than normal. Now this is where you have to have a cherry brandied liqueur for it, right? One option is if you've made our cherry sauce, just use about 0.5 of the cherry sauce. You'll be fine there.
That's in our cookbook.
That's in. Yeah, that's just one of the
syrups.
This is the brandy cherries, and I'm just going to pour some of the juice off of this because you would have to put some brandy in if you're going to use the.
After he makes the cherry syrup, sometimes he'll go one more step and take some of the cherries and brandy them. So that's what's in this container here.
So that's 0.75 of the brandy, and then this is the blood orange juice.
So pretty, like it's so dark red. Such a pretty color.
Another 0.75 of that. I'm going to shake this up. I have a glass that I just took out of the freezer. It should be still relatively chilled. Definitely one tap for your blood and sand. Now, this is where it gets a little interesting. I'm going to use just the I don't even know what it's called, but this is like the ice strainer. This is only going to strain out the ice because I want to pick up as much of the pulp as I can in my blood and sand.
Which is where the sand comes from, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so there you go. You can give it whatever you want to garnish it with there.
I feel like we should float a blood orange right on top.
You want to float a blood orange?
Is that not right?
You can do that.
I feel like they're really thick.
You want to get a
small one? I wonder if I can get a thinner one.
Go on the end.
There we go. Perfect.
Perfect. You just flip that on there.
Yes.
There is your blood and
it's
sand.
beautiful. I don't like pulp in my drinks, so this is not my drink, y'all. But Jason loves a blood and sand, and recreating it. I don't know why you waited this long to try and recreate it, but he was really happy.
So I had to figure it out.
He was really happy to figure this one out. I'm gonna taste it.
All right, that's so good. It's recipes down below. You got to kind of follow that to get the balances right.
The flavor is delicious. I just don't like pulp in my mouth, so it's not for me. But if we strain that off, then it's no longer a blood and sand, I guess. So.
It's just a blood.
All right, so that was Scotch night, y'all. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some ideas or some motivation or just a laugh. And I hope that you'll come back every Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern for Time to Drink.
Yep.
Bye, y'all.
Cheers.